Hey guys, Casey Glass again for Worship Resources, and guys are the beneficiaries of me deciding not to do too much work in the office today. I wanted to real quickly just go over some Automator flows for setting your Mac up for live performance. And so um, these come to us courtesy of a couple of folks out there on the interwebs. If I can open up my window. So Christian Ponsford is a worship leader in England, and we had a post up on the group a couple of weeks ago linking to these presets. I'd seen them before because I'd been to Christian's blog. I never really used them though. And then they came originally from Mike Moore over at Loop Community, another good place to be a member of. And so we'll take a look at them here. I had to adjust them a little bit from the ones that you can download from those sites. I will upload these versions to the group for you to use, and I think it's mostly because things were a little bit out of date. There's been, I think, upgrades to both Mountain Lion and now Maverick since then. So let's go ahead and open up one of them with Automator. So Automator is a useful application that lets you just kind of automate things. It's beautiful. And what we have here are a number of steps that this script will go through to prepare your Mac for live performance. And essentially what we're going to do is quit unneeded programs and open up whatever your performance software is. I use MainStage, so I have it set to open MainStage. And this is a combination of actions that we can pick from Automator itself. And the most common menu we're going to use is down in Utilities, and you can see here are all of our options. A great one is set computer volume, and we'll look at that in a minute. And then also we're going to use some scripts, because there's some things that we can't do well with actions and we may have to actually script. And so I'm going to just run you through the order that I have things in here. The first thing I do is I run a script to kill Safari. And I do it this way instead of quitting it, so that when I launch Safari, it will reopen the tabs I had open. If we just quit Safari, it will close those tabs, and when it opens again, it will open with an empty session. You can reopen your tabs, but if you forget to do that, then you won't have the opportunity to do that later. The next script we're going to do is turn on Caffeine. If you don't have Caffeine, it's this little guy up here, and it will keep your computer from sleeping. It's a free download, so I encourage you to get it. And this script essentially tells Caffeine to turn on. In other words, it's going to activate Caffeine so that your computer won't sleep. Next we have computer volume, and we're going to make sure our output volume is all the way up, but alert volume is all the way down. And then input volume we don't really need to mess with. We could change that if we needed to. The next thing we're going to do is going to use one of our options from the left, right here, quit all applications. And over here we're going to quit everything except for MainStage if it's already open. So if MainStage isn't open, we're going to open it in a minute, but if it's already open, we will go ahead and not quit it. And if you have other programs that you run that you also want to leave open, you can add them in this dialog. Next we need to go through and quit applications that are in the taskbar that may go ahead and interfere. So, for example, I have Evernote open, Dropbox, Growl, things that we want to quit. So in this case, we're going to use the quit application and quit these applications individually. So I have Dropbox, Growl. Evernote is a special case in that this is not really the Evernote application. It is a little helper application that it's hard to get at. And so we're going to run an Apple script that's going to target that and tell it to quit, because otherwise we can't reach it easily. For all of the commands in here that are not intuitive, I do have notes that tell you what that script does. That's simple. Alright, so down here we have a script that's going to go ahead and tell MainStage to activate. It would actually be pretty easy to also do that from the left, where we could launch application MainStage. I'm used to Apple script, so I just wrote it that way. We're also going to run a script that's going to turn off the notification center. I have had audio glitches when notifications come in while I'm running audio software. So this is a script that actually tells Launch Control, which is the background program that runs the services on your Mac, to turn off the notification center user interface. And this is a non-destructive change. If you reboot, even if you fail to run our restore script that we're going to look at in a minute, this would not be a persistent change on reboot. Notification center should be back. And the last thing we're going to do is, in case other stuff has happened and MainStage is not our foremost application, we're going to have to go ahead and tell it to bring MainStage to the front and essentially that's the same command as activate. Now I can't run this script for you because if I did, it would turn off QuickTime screen capture and there would be nothing to see. But let me just assure you that when it's run, basically all of my background apps in the top close, all of my open apps in the bottom close, main stage comes up, and essentially the Mac is at the best possible place it could be for performing, short of having a whole separate user log on with no services installed and things like that. I personally am not convinced that that helps a whole lot. So that is the get ready to play version of this. We also have a restore from live performance to run after. And so when we are done playing, we're going to run this one. And this is going to first turn off caffeine so the computer can sleep. We're going to go ahead and open the applications that I like to keep open. So I typically keep mail open all the time. We're going to put our stuff back up in the taskbar that was open before, like Growl and Dropbox, reminders. Again, to get Evernote back up there, we need to run a script that gets at the Evernote helper application, which is otherwise hard to get at. We're going to go ahead and launch Safari. Because we killed Safari before, Safari will launch with all the tabs open again. We're going to get our volumes back to where they were before. We're going to go ahead and reload the notification center up over here. You saw that post from the Hillsong Use group come up there while we were working. So that would be back up. And then I like to run hide all applications so I don't have all these windows open all over the screen. It's basically going to return me to the desktop with all those applications hidden. Now you can certainly make changes to both of these workflows. You may have things that you need to have launched that aren't in here, or you may have applications that you like to keep open that I don't have turned off. And hopefully looking at this will give you some ideas about how to do that. Feel free to message me with any questions. And enjoy. Again, this is Casey Glass. Thanks. Hey guys, Casey Glass again here. One thing I forgot in the last video segment is that we need to go ahead when we're done with our workflow and when we've got it the way we want it, we need to go ahead and change it into an application. So we're going to go to File, Convert, and turn it into an application. And at that point, we can save it. Save it as application. And now, instead of having to actually open Automator to run the workflow, we can just double click on the application and it will run from there without having to open Automator. And so that's it. Thanks.